Hey, curious minds, welcome to the Robert and Crew Show, where nothing's off limits and everything's up for debate. I'm Robert, here with Crew and the awesome Julie, and let me tell you, Season 6 is our wildest ride yet. You like conspiracies? We've got 'em. From secret societies with handshake deals in shadowy rooms, to wild theories about weather control and UFOs zipping across the skies, I promise there's no rabbit hole too deep for us to dive into. Ever wondered if your neighbor's a lizard person? Or if the lights in the sky are just weather balloons? Or something a little more out of this world? Yeah, we talk about that. But it's not just mysteries and mayhem. We're also obsessed with history's weirdest moments, global news stories that never make the front page, and even the pop culture that shaped us. Batman debates, Assassin's Creed lore, classic horror films that made us sleep with the lights on, all fair game. And the best part? Our show isn't just us talking. We bring in special guests, listener questions, and wild interviews that might just blow your mind. Whether you're tuning in on Facebook, Twitch, or right here on YouTube, you're in for a mix of shock, laughs, and those wait, seriously, moments. So if your brain loves a good mystery, join us every week. Hit subscribe, drop your weirdest questions, and let's unravel the world together, one wild episode at a time. This is the Robert and Crew Show. See you on the other side.
Welcome back to the Robert and Crew Show. As always, I'm your host, Robert.
And I'm your co-host, Crew Da Vinci.
And I'm your co-host, Julie.
Well, how are you tonight, Crew Da Vinci?
I'm good. Sorry I couldn't make it yesterday. I wasn't really in the best mood. Something personal happened yesterday. You both know, but I'm not going to go into detail about it. It was not a good morning that day.
I gotcha. You're all good. How are you tonight, Julie?
I'm good. It's good to be here.
That's good. Well, what is our episode on tonight, Crew? Mr. Da Vinci.
Art throughout the ages. And, I figured I'd do something new this season, switch up, put something with my name to make the episode interesting. So since we're doing art throughout the ages, I decided to pick for my name one of my favorite artists throughout history, Leonardo da Vinci. But I'm Crew Da Vinci. Now, what is your guys' favorite art pieces?
My favorite art piece, like ever?
Yeah.
So my favorite piece of art is actually the Sistine Chapel. And wasn't that done by Michelangelo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you, Julie?
Oh man, there's so many good ones. And then the Last Supper one though, and the Mona Lisa was really good. And then there's the statue of David. I mean, like I said, there's so many.
If you had to pick one, just one that is your all-time favorite.
Wow, that's a hard one. I mean, oh man.
Well,
I would have to pick between either the Lord's Supper or the one he mentioned.
Okay. Well, those are good. Those are great art pieces. But my favorite, you both probably not going to guess.
Every piece of art that was on Jeffrey Epstein's island.
No.
What?
Okay. Obviously, it's by Da Vinci, right?
So is it the Mona Lisa?
It is the Mona Lisa, my all-time favorite. I love that piece of art. It's so well detailed and so preserved that it's one of the most best-selling art pieces throughout the world, and still in great shape to this day. But did you know that art piece that has Jesus where his hands are like this?
Yeah.
That was redone so many times and was sold for a very high price. It was redone over and over and over again so many throughout the years.
Isn't there some kind of truth behind like you can see something in that painting if you use a certain kind of light or something?
Oh, all of Da Vinci's art.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I heard about that too.
if you look in all of Leonardo's art pieces, right, you can
Right.
see supposedly alien faces,
Right.
reptilian faces,
Hmm.
supposedly, allegedly. But
Well, I've also heard something specifically with that Jesus. Oh yeah, with the Jesus painting specifically, the weird thing about it is that it's the way the light hits it. So basically, the sun is not out; it's dark.
mhm,
So how they wanted to portray Jesus was basically the thing that he is holding, which I don't remember what he's holding, but he's holding something in one arm and he's holding his hands up like this or whatever in the other part. But he's holding something in his hands and it's like directly here. But there's light coming off onto it. And the reason why Da Vinci did that was to basically show people spiritually that Jesus represented the sun. So that was why Jesus himself was giving off light. He wasn't taking it, he was giving it off because he was this.
right.
I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go over some information real quick. All right, because I only have two portions of information, and then Julie, if you want to go over information you have, you can.
All right.
All right. So some of the top artists throughout history include Leonardo da Vinci, known for his Renaissance style, with lifelike realism and sfumato techniques, like in Mona Lisa. Michelangelo, another Renaissance giant, crafted bold, dynamic sculptures and paintings. Think David or the Sistine Chapel. Vincent van Gogh, with his post impressionist style, used vivid colors and expressive brushstrokes, as seen in Starry Night, which is actually one of my top 10 favorite paintings is the Starry Night. Great art piece.
Oh yeah.
Pablo Picasso pioneered Cubanism, breaking forms into geometric shapes, like in Guernica
Hmm.
or Guernica, I guess is how you say it. And then Frida Kahlo, known for her surrealist self-portraits, blended vibrant Mexican folk art with raw emotion, as in the two Fridas, each reshaped art in their own way. Now, here's the years these specific artists, you know, were active. So we got Leonardo da Vinci, who was active around 1472 to 1519. Michelangelo worked from roughly around 1487 to 1574. And then we got Vincent van Gogh, painted from about 1881 to 1990.
Wait, Vincent van Gogh was alive in the 90s?
What? No, he was 1881 to 1890. Sorry,
Okay.
No.
I
Okay,
read that wrong. I
just
read
like,
that wrong. That
what
was
the
my bad.
hell?
Yeah, I read that wrong. That was my bad. Pablo Picasso's career spanned from around 1895 to 1979. D3. Then we got Frida Kahlo, began painting seriously around 1925 and continued until 1954. These are rough estimates based on their major creative periods. So those are the top best artists that I was given as a list of wise.
Right.
So that's pretty neat.
That is.
Yeah, and you got the main ones. That's Michelangelo, Leonardo, and
Pablo Picasso,
Pablo Picasso, yeah, and then Vincent Van Gogh.
Frida, a very well-known Mexican female artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when it comes to all those art pieces, my top 10 has to go. Number 1 being Pablo Picasso. Number 2 being the Screamer Man.
Right.
Then you got that big old art piece that's in the Vatican of the different what were they called? They were debaters. That debater art piece.
Right.
And then you have the Last Supper, and then Starry Night, and then those are my. I can't really remember a lot of them, but those are some of my major top favorite art pieces. They'll go look at.
Right.
Yeah. And the Mona Lisa's always captured my attention. I
Oh
think
yeah, I love
my
Mona Lisa.
grandma, if I'm not mistaken, my grandma had one in the bathroom. Of all things.
Well, supposedly there was 2 Mona Lisa art pieces made.
Okay.
There were
Well, I
2
mean,
of
it's
them.
just a replica. It's not real, but it was still pretty neat.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
2 of them.
Interesting.
Wow. That is neat.
I don't know what happened to the second one, but that's what I found out. And when I found that out, I was like, oh man, that's interesting.
Yeah, because isn't the one on display in what that country where they're not wanting tourists right now?
France.
Yes, I think it's in France at a museum, isn't it?
The Louvre.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at the Louvre, which is the Pyramid Museum in Paris.
Yes. Yeah. But they said like thousands of people come through every day just to get a glance of that painting.
Well, there's one guy that nobody has mentioned that kind of goes by me a little bit even, but when I think about him, I can't leave him out, and that is Mr. Salvador Dali. Mr. Salvador Dali did some really amazing pieces, one called Outer Space. Have you seen
I heard of that one.
Have you seen Salvador or any of Salvador Dali's paintings?
Mm-mm.
Here's Outer Space.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so Salvador Dali is probably one of my favorite artists when it comes to art. And then of course I like a different kind of art that not a lot of people talk about, but it's its own subgenre of art, which is graffiti art.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I absolutely love Banksy.
Elmsta, we are talking about art. We aren't just talking about different. We aren't just talking about Da Vinci. His is Rembrandt.
Yeah.
But
that is probably the most famous Banksy in the world.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've got this Banksy.
Did you both know? You remember that one artist that would be on TV and would always have a canvas and have like paint and start painting
Bob
with
Yeah,
it?
Ross. Bob
Rob
Ross.
Ross.
Did
I
you
used to
know
watch him.
supposedly he's a serial killer?
That's alleged. There's no
Yeah.
That's
proof.
alleged.
There's no proof.
Yeah.
But it'd be
He
pretty
was,
funny though.
hey, he was in the military and lost a finger, so that's why he always had the paints where people couldn't see his hand.
Yeah, I believe it. When I was
I,
younger, when I was a lot younger, probably like maybe 9 or 10, I remember watching Bob Ross on Saturday mornings with my grandfather. Absolutely loved watching Bob Ross correct his little mistakes and turn them into pretty tiny bushes.
yeah, and the happy accidents.
Yeah, happy accidents and tiny mistakes. Yeah,
Yeah.
happy little accidents.
There was somebody that came into our class in 5th grade and taught us to do a painting, and I still have it. And that was probably my best artwork ever, besides the one I have from high school.
You know who else we are low key forgetting about, and we can't forget about this person? Do you know?
Mm-mm.
I'll give you a hint. I will give you a hint. And if you don't know this person from this hint, then I'm going to have to slap you. Okay? Because this person is a profound artist. Artiste.
Okay.
Who created this painting?
Who created that painting?
Yep.
Give me one moment. I gotta see if I can remember. Oh shoot.
Hmm.
This-
I'm
he
sorry.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm
He
trying to remember.
famously knew quite a few Hollywood celebrities and hung out with them. One of those being Marilyn Monroe.
Ooh.
Do we still not
I don't
know?
know
Hold
why
on,
this
hold on. Don't
music.
say anything. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember.
He's trying to look it up online, is what he's doing.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Trying to think. I'm trying to think. Was it was it around the 1960s?
I couldn't tell you. He was
Is
probably
it
alive.
Andy Warhol? Is it Andy Warhol?
He looked it up, but yes, it's Andy Warhol.
No. I had to try to figure out because it was a 1960s art piece.
Andy Warhol is one of the most prolific like pop artists of our time, and we weren't even really alive for him.
Well,
Like,
you
we
said
were.
Marilyn Monroe, right?
What?
You said Marilyn Monroe, and then
Yeah.
I had to think of 1960s, right? And Andy Warhol was active around that time.
Warhol wasn't a Nazi, Elmsta, but there were allegations that Warhol was a spy. Those were never proven, obviously. But
Allegedly, he was supposedly a communist.
yeah, he was not a he wasn't. It wasn't proven, as far as I know.
Okay.
But all prolific people in like Jesus and the engineering, art, and everything else have ties to the freaking German Nazis. Almost all of them. It's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
I believe it.
It's
But
crazy.
yeah, when you said Marilyn Monroe. That's when my head clicked. The 1960s movement.
Right.
He
So
said
in the
he was
war,
thinking of Hugo Bass or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look that one up. But with when it comes to graffiti art, I love all graffiti, absolutely all graffiti. Here's one of my favorite like pieces of graffiti art.
That's pretty neat looking.
Well, since we're on the graffiti art topic, let's talk about something from our neighborhood, bro.
Well,
Bro,
if you're talking about the train tracks.
no, not the train tracks. It's by the train tracks, but so Julie, we have something in Blue from our hometown, Blue Springs, Missouri, called the Graffiti Bridge, and it's right under what's called 15th Street. There's a bridge that goes over these train tracks, and on both sides, it's graffitied out. And it's so amazing. And it's been like that since we were kids.
Oh yeah,
And
it's absolutely it's absolutely beautiful, and it's where people would go to practice their art on the walls down at the train tracks.
me being
Yeah.
one of them.
Elton says this that where graffiti art started as homeless people that passed messages on trains called hobo art. That's pretty interesting.
But yeah, that
It
is.
also says graffiti as we know it today emerged in the late 1960s and early 1970s, although it's taken all the way back to caveman times. In New York City and Philadelphia mostly. While the act of marking surfaces with drawings and writings dates back to ancient times, including caveman times, the modern form of graffiti, often involving spray paint and intricate designs, took root in these urban centers of Philadelphia and New York as a form of self expression and social commentary and even a form of rebellion. Early graffiti artists were driven by the desire to be seen and recognized because their art was different and their tags and art made a statement in a calm space in their urban environment. Uh, Graffiti was heavily influenced by hip hop culture and other art forms. I'm sure that homeless people definitely probably used a lot of graffiti back in the day just because they, like he said, to communicate with people and stuff like that. I do 100% get that. Uh, Elmsta also says it's more about modern graffiti was on trains and buses back then, not what they do today, and it's where it comes from. Hobo art. Oh no, dude, I believe you. Most of the graffiti that I ever witnessed was definitely on trains for
Yeah,
sure.
same here. But when where we where Rob lives and where I'm from, because we're both from Blue Springs, the Graffiti Bridge was our all-time favorite place to go and hang out and just look at the art.
Hobo art nickels date to the early 20th century. These intricately carved pieces of art emerged as creative, practical way for migrant workers known as hobos who traveled from one place to place in search of employment to pass the time and earn a bit of money during their travels. Oh no, that's
Bro,
hobo nickels. That's
bro, could
different.
you see if you can find a picture online of the Graffiti Bridge?
I can try. I was trying to look this thing up that Elm Street was talking about, but
Called moniker art?
moniker art.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
Or you know what? Well, I can see if I can find a piece of it real quick because I'm
I
friends with
got you,
somebody who's
dude.
been there. who's yeah, and give me one moment.
Yeah, I got it right here. No, that's not the right one.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, no. So when you look up bridge graffiti art for around Blue Springs, it does not pop anything up. Not for Blue Springs, at least. Pops up a lot of bridge graffiti, but not in Blue Springs.
Okay.
Spell moniker. Julie, spell that word moniker or whatever.
Okay. It's
Uh huh.
MONIKER. He says graffiti is also heavily involved with skating. So in California, it's everywhere you look.
Oh yeah, for sure. California, Chicago, New York, Kansas City, Detroit. It's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere now. There's not a city you can go to where there's no graffiti anymore. It's absolutely everywhere.
Oh yeah. It's also related to wall art, like when people initiated weapons, etc. Forget the world, killjoy, I think.
I like that. Look up Kilroy was here. I love it. Where was that put up at? Or is that just everywhere? Kilroy was here movie, sticker, shirt. Oh. It was a meme. Kilroy was here as a meme that became popular during World War II, typically seen in graffiti. Its origin is debated, but phrase and distinctive accompanying doodle became associated with GIs in the 1940s. A bald-headed man, sometimes depicted as having a few hairs, with prominent nose peeking over a wall with his fingers clutching the wall. Mr. Chad or just Chad was the version that became popular in the United Kingdom. The character of Chad may have been derived by a British cartoonist in 1938, possibly predating Kilroy was here. According to Dave Witten, sometime during the war, Chad and Kilroy met in a spirit of Allied unity, merged with the British drawing appearing over American phrase. Other names for the character include Smo, Clem, Flywheel, Private Snoops, Overby, Eugene the Jeep, Skabooch, and Sapo. According to Charles Panaudi, the outrageousness of the graffiti was not so much what it said, but where it turned up. It's not known if it was an actual person named Kilroy who inspired the graffiti, although there have been claims over the years. One of the identities is James J. Kilroy, an American shipyard inspector, as the man behind the signature. James Kilroy had served in the Boston City Council and represented the Roxbury district in Massachusetts legislature during the 1930s. He worked at the Four River Shipyard in Quincy during the war, checking the work of the riveters, paid by how many rivets they installed. Usually, inspectors made a small chalk mark riveters used to erase so that they would be paid double for their work. To prevent this, Kilroy marked where he had inspected and approved the phrase Kilroy was here in a more durable crayon. Huh. Interesting.
Interesting. Saying at the
Interesting.
same time. It is interesting.
I just absolutely love graffiti art. It's probably my favorite thing in the entire world. It's World War II. That's what it said. Oh wait, they left those at bottle sites and on bombs in World War One or two. The Manoon art.
Minion art. Wall art. Interesting.
Oh yeah, Minoan art. The Minoans as a seafaring culture were in contact with foreign peoples throughout the the Aegean, as is evidenced by the Near East Babylonian and Egyptian influences in their early art, but also in trade, notably in exchange of pottery and foodstuffs such as oil and wine in return for precious objects and materials such as copper from Cyprus.
Hmm.
Let's see. I love it. It brings up minions when I type in
Yeah.
that.
He says oldest Western civilization in Europe.
Yeah,
Some
from
say they
Crete.
were the Atlanteans. G-M.
It's like I saw something that said they were from like Crete,
Okay.
but I don't know. That's just what I saw. This is some of the art. So that's pretty cool. I
That is.
love the pottery. These dolphins. I've seen this one before.
I couldn't find it. It didn't want to pop up.
Yeah, I mean, I figured as much. And then these ones too. These are really cool. I've actually seen this art before. Specifically the bowl.
Yeah, I have too.
God, that pottery's so pretty.
He says, yeah, volcano, beautiful island. Crete is the only known place in the world that fits Plato's description. I think I said that name right.
Yes, Plato and Crete. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous art.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Also, look at the ancient Egyptian culture and their hieroglyphs and their pyramids and their statues and all of that. So, I mean, that's all art. All of
Oh,
that is
yeah.
considered art. And then for ancient Egypt, we got this right here.
He said, look up Walter Russell at art.
That is awesome. My boy Anubis. I absolutely love Egyptian art. It's so pretty and so colorful.
It is. I enjoy it.
And then like the
Definitely a pure conspiracy type art.
what you mean?
Well, that's what Elmsted said.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, of Walter Russell. I
Walter
get
Russell.
I get that's the conspiracy art work. He tried to define the universe.
Oh, this stuff's cool. I like this. Kind of like, I guess if you're gonna call it conspiracy art, sure, but it's even kind of like psychedelic.
Yeah,
Whoa. The Earth's gravity field.
that's pretty neat looking.
Nature's sex principle. What does that even mean? I can't read it. It says nature's sex principle. The uncreated universe is light undivided. The created universe is light divided into mated pairs. Gravity is the life principle, the sex principle, and the power principle, which motivates the universal heartbeat. Wow.
Yeah, he says to look up Walter Russell's wave cycle.
Oh, I've seen this before. The wave cycle. High pressure short waves, the analysis
Yeah,
of octave bar magnet. A bar magnet is four pairs of poles, not one pair. High
wow.
pressure short waves. Wow. See, this is like just like the color of it and the geometry. It's just it's almost psychedelic just to even look at for real. And the the perfection of his curves are absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, he said that's some crazy looking art.
Oh, it most definitely is. I love it. All suns are in node centers of elements. All faces of cubes with cathode planes of magnetic stillness are spiraling wave motion occurs within a field of invisible cubes.
Hmm.
So did Walter Russell only do this kind of art, or did he do other things, Elm Street or Elmstead? That's cool. I like that.
That is. I like the colors.
Right?
It's kind of like a soft color, I guess you'd call it.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Wow, like that one too.
No, that was bought.
I love that. That artwork's awesome. Thanks for showing
It
me that,
is.
Elmstead. He's a
He likes,
polymath. Yeah.
yeah.
So Julie, what are some of the art? What's some of the art you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I looked up about 3 different ones. They're all brief. I didn't want to make them too long and bore people. But
Right.
I looked up Greek and Roman art, which is known for its idealism emphasizing perfection. I'm sorry, proportions and harmonizing balance in the human form. Part in curly in sculpture, Roman art, while in full and oh gosh, I can't read my own writing. Encircled by Greek styles, lean towards realism, portraying individual features and even flaws, and often focused on his historical and public works. Now I got Victorian art, which is produced during the reign of Queen Victoria in 1837 to 1901, and encompasses a variety of styles and movements, including pre-Raptism, I think I said that right, the arts and crafts movement, and Romanticism.
Romanesque.
Yeah, it's clarified for a move away from mythology and a focus on intuitive detail and vibrant colors. Landscapes, particularly rolling hills and farmlands, were popular settings. And then I've got the last one, Renaissance art, which is flourishing in Europe from the 14th to the 16th centuries, marked a significant shift from the medieval periods. It emphasized uh, realism, perspective, and humanism drawings, and intersectionative and humanism. From the classical Greek and Roman art and culture, key characteristics include a focus on human figures, natural, and the use of uh, liner perspective, creative depths, notably artists and works like Leonardo da Vinci, who did the Mona Lisa, The Last Supper, and Mike. Oh golly,
You're trying to say Michelangelo?
yeah, and the Sistine Chapel and Statue of David. So that's all I've really got. Oh,
The
that's pretty.
Sistine Chapel is so freaking gorgeous.
It is.
It, like I said, is probably my all-time favorite piece of art in this world, to be
Right.
quite honest.
Wouldn't it be awesome to see it in person?
Oh yeah, it's one thing that I want to do before I die is go see the Sistine Chapel. It's so pretty.
Hmm. Elm just says when Rome got the Pope, then went to the Holy Roman Empire, it changed a lot compared to its art. Sistine Chapel, Renaissance for sure. Saw it in person and imaged the colors when it was originally made. There's one image with Hulk on it that baffled me.
So this is Michelangelo's David.
Okay.
Some people say that David is the perfect person, like feature wise.
Okay.
It is so crazy how precise they can be.
Yes, I've seen when I was looking up
Look at
some
the eye.
videos.
Look at the eyes on David.
That's amazing.
And then
I
he
mean,
even has eyebrows
wow.
and like nose wrinkles and forehead wrinkles.
That's incredible how he did that.
And look at the creases for the eyelids. And
Wow.
just the depth of the eyes themselves. It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks like he's looking at you.
Oh yeah. And then look at the neck muscles.
Wow.
Like look at the sculpting of Michelangelo's abs and stuff too. Like this is David's abs. Like this is absolutely great. Like it's almost anatomically perfect. You don't get that very often.
Elf just says they were looking at you basically. I am a they'd have you but naked in front of them sculpture you.
Yeah. That was the thing about all of like the art in Rome and Greece was they were all the men and a lot of the women statues did not have clothes.
Yeah.
And very famously, I don't remember who it was, but somebody went around and knocked off all of the penises that they thought were too big. Yeah, and
Wow. I remember hearing
they were
about that.
purposefully replaced either with a leaf or a smaller or a smaller dick. Yeah,
Oh wow.
to be quite honest.
He says, yeah, but half of Rome was also barbarians.
Yeah, for sure. Said, you think Mayan art is beautiful? I think Mayan art is beautiful too. Same thing with Aztec and any Indian or really native cultures artwork is absolutely amazing. Like I look at a lot of Cherokee artwork sometimes and a lot of Apache artwork, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Hey, since we're talking about artwork, I haven't put this away yet. This is something that I made for high school and when I was a senior. I don't know if people can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Hmm. He says, what's some other crazy art we ain't thinking of? That's something someone in Islam would make. Not hating, just saying W. Everyone could enjoy that.
What in Islam? Like Islamic art?
I think that's what he's asking. I'm not sure. Oh, what I showed. What, my picture?
Oh wow. So in Islam, the main forms of art are calligraphy, painting, and rugs. They have some of the
Okay.
most beautiful rugs and rug work I have ever seen, actually. Like, I can't believe I didn't know this.
Wow. Okay. What type I forgot the name of uh what it's called. That type of artwork I showed you. It's been so long since high school.
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Well, he said that's why those guys killed a Muslim Lama I'm sorry, Muhammad cartoon maker.
Look at these. These are all Islamic rugs. Wow. So basically, they're prayer rugs.
Okay.
So it's what they kneel down on. Absolutely gorgeous. Can you imagine the amount of
Abstract. Isn't that what it's called?
yeah,
Abstract
yeah,
art?
abstract art.
It just finally came back to me.
Wow. These rugs are something else. Look at that. Some of these are obviously mass produced,
Yeah. He
but
says look up ancient Japanese art. I think it's more original than anything.
Japanese art is absolutely wonderful.
Oh yeah. Some of their vases and other stuff I think is pretty neat.
I love this kind of stuff.
And then their rugs, I believe are
Japanese artwork is absolutely gorgeous too. And they're like depictions of monsters and demons and all different
yeah.
kinds of stuff are even crazier.
My son,
Like the
um,
Oni and the samurai.
my son bought
I
a
have this.
really big, you know, those flags that the women carry? Not flags. Gosh, you know those.
A kimono like this, what she's wearing.
No, the they hold in their hand the fans.
Oh yeah, yep.
My son bought this big fan and sat it in his doorway, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure. Then of course you've. I think what you're thinking of is the Chinese vases.
Yeah. He says, Crew, silent.
Yeah, I know, because my idiot cat wants to keep meowing.
He says, my favorite painting, Sea of Galilee, screened by, excuse me, screened by Edward Munch. The screen painting is based off hearing the loudest sound in recorded history.
These are your vases, Julie.
They are so pretty.
Yeah, they are. The Chinese vases are absolutely amazing. The dragons on all of them, they're so cool. Like, look
Hmm.
at that. Wow.
Wow.
And this dragon. There's a lot of dragons in their artwork. I absolutely love Chinese artwork for that reason.
He says he made the painting based off hearing Kuroda's. I'm probably killing that word.
Of hearing Krakatoa.
Okay. He said that I can't say it. I believe it's the second loudest sound other than like the one that destroyed Crete.
Krakatoa, I believe, the second loudest sound other than the one that they destroyed Crete. Yeah. Yeah, the scream painting is one of Crew's favorite paintings too. Crew, is this the painting?
Pull it up real quick.
He sent some type of website or something for you. Oh, he says never mind the tungsten's explosion in Russia or whatever it's
When I'm
about.
talking about the screen painting, I'm talking about the one where the guy has both his hands like this. That's the one.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah, on the dog. That's pretty neat.
I love that kind of stuff. I love artwork in general. Well, tonight we also have some videos that we're going to show real quick. So, as always, we're going to get into our sponsored clip video first.
I don't think people understand just how messy Bigfoot gets. Mud, moss, mystery stains. His laundry's legendary. But now he's got a secret weapon. Watch as Bigfoot wrestles a puny detergent. Oops, there goes the cap. Enter Sasquatch Suds. With Yeti strength cleaning power and pine-scented freshness, even his fluffiest fur sparkles. Now, Bigfoot struts past campers. Wait, is that envy or just amazement? Sasquatch Suds, for fur and duds.
Did you get your Sasquatch Suds?
Yep. You know it.
I got about 30 more.
Yeah. We all know you probably already ran through the first 50.
Yeah,
Right?
hey. He says he's got one last comment.
Yeah, what's that?
He says, since I don't believe in Shakespeare, look up Shakespeare's grave message. Oh, I know that one. That one's pretty neat. I could tell you, but I'm not going to. I'll let you do it. Yeah, Shakespeare's funeral monument.
Where it says, good friend for his sake, forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be ye man ye spares these stones and cursed be he moves my bones.
Yep. He cursed his own gravesite that if anybody moved his bones.
That's funny. No, he said that's the wrong
Oh,
one.
he said the wrong one. Is that the one I was thinking about? That's the only one I know of.
Oh, there's another that says, "Blessed be a man who shares these stones. Cursed be a man who moves my bones." That's the only thing I see.
He says Shakespeare funeral. There's a sculpture of him. Oh, okay, I guess there's a sculpture of him. I didn't realize that. I didn't know. I just knew the saying about the not to touch his bones.
Okay, so I found the monument I think that he's talking about. The problem is I can't read what it says. Apparently, there's a couple different statues of Shakespeare around the world. There's more than one, that's for sure. Let me pull this up here.
Ask Grok to translate it. This is the only legit one.
Hey, Grok, what is the inscription on the statue of William Shakespeare?
The inscription on the Statue of Liberty.
No, not Statue of Liberty. The statue of William Shakespeare.
Got it. My mistake. For the statue of William Shakespeare in London's Leicester Square, the inscription reads, "There is no darkness but ignorance."
So there's no darkness but ignorance. Is that right? Or are you looking for another one?
Yeah, you nailed it. There is no darkness but...
Is that right? Yeah, the only one that I see is that.
Not in the square, he says.
Not in the square. Yeah, that's the problem. There's so many Shakespeare statues. They're all over the place. Do we have a specific place where this is? We have the Avon Town Hall William Shakespeare statue.
You have to say the funerary monument. I know I'm butchering that. Located in the hometown.
Is there a funerary monument? Is there a funerary monument for William Shakespeare located in his hometown? And if there is, what does it say?
Yes, there's a funerary monument for William Shakespeare in his hometown, Stratford-upon-Avon, inside Holy Trinity Church. It's a wall-mounted bust above his grave. The inscription reads, "Good friend, for Jesus' sake, forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones." It's a warning to leave his grave undisturbed, written in Old English spelling.
Yeah, so it's the same thing we talked about, just they had a thing added about Jesus in it.
Yeah, he says that's the one in Stratford.
Okay.
Yep. That's the one in Stratford upon Avon at Holy Trinity Church.
She heard you talking. Yeah. So that's what I found on that.
Yeah, he also has a pen and paper, no writing, and he looks like a puppet.
Yes, that's interesting.
That is.
Well, here's our first video for the night.
Okay.
Oh, that was just about Salvador Dali. So somebody sent that to me.
I didn't.
So
I did.
Imagination. Okay, so basically it's just that is in the face of his imagination. That image reminds me of mummification.
The top 10 painters of all time: Pablo Picasso, Andy Warhol, Jean-Michel Basquiat, Van Gogh, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Frida, Renoir, Mark Rothko, Jackson Pollock.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about Jackson Pollock.
Huh. Hey,
Yes.
he says, isn't he on a Spanish American war artist? Or no, I hate this top 10. And then Frida isn't up there.
No, I know, I saw that. I don't know. Isn't he a Spanish American war artist or no? Who are we talking about? Spanish war artist. Oh, are we talking about the one I just mentioned, Pollock? I thought I saw it a second ago. I guess not. I looked at the wrong thing. Did you know that there's a fish called a pollock?
No.
Yeah.
Who is Frida Kahlo, and why is she famous? Frida Kahlo is one of the most famous artists due to her paintings that depict raw and honest experiences. At the age of 18, she suffered a bus accident that left her with chronic pain for the rest of her life. Unable to leave her bed after surgeries, she began to paint. Through her art, Kahlo expressed her emotional and physical traumas, offering us raw and centered images of the pain she endured throughout her life. 3 years after the accident, Frida Kahlo met Diego Rivera. This relationship was filled with passion but also marked by conflicts and betrayals. Frida Kahlo interacted with prominent artists and figures of the time, including Leon Trotsky, who sought refuge in her home in Mexico, Pablo Picasso, Marcel Duchamp, among others. She passed away on July 13, 1954, in her bed. Although Kahlo had achieved success as an artist during her lifetime, her posthumous reputation steadily grew from the 1970s and reached what some critics called Frida mania by the 21st century. Frida Kahlo became an icon of female empowerment, portraying intimate and feminine themes considered taboo. Now, she is perhaps one of the best-known artists of the 20th century.
Yeah, Trotsky's a crazy subject, that's for sure.
Who is Frida Kahlo?
Vincent van Gogh's iconic style, marked by thick brushstrokes, is a result of his use of impasto. Recent scientific studies shed light on this technique. Impasto involves applying paint in thick layers, often mixed with materials like sand or plaster. X-ray analysis shows Van Gogh's use of unconventional materials like glass shards. Microscopic examination reveals Van Gogh's unconventional application methods, including palette knives and fingers. This allowed him to express emotions vividly and revolutionized art.
Well, that takes finger painting to a whole new level.
Oh yeah.
Right.
He might be one of the best painters in the world at capturing the beauty of silk. This artwork is by Vittorio Regnini, whose paintings often depict the social lives of 19th century European aristocracy, showcasing a unique blend of romance and elegance that defined the luxury of that era. His mastery of color is precise and delicate, with the glow of the character's skin appearing almost lifelike. The details in the clothing are breathtaking, from intricate lace to luxurious silk.
That's pretty cool. Who was that about?
I'm not sure now.
Elmsted said Da Vinci also made art about demons and ugly people. He called it grotesque. I love that.
And he says, I don't know who invented those types of paintings.
I don't know. Elmsted said he didn't like that art moving. I understand.
Yeah.
So I looked up grotesque art.
Okay.
And this is what I got. I like this one.
Oh, that was nice.
It's all psychedelic and shit. I love it.
That is cool.
And then he'd make like really like these gargoyles and look at this like lion human lizard thing. Oh my gosh, what is that?
It looks like some type of bug.
Deviant art. That's pretty
Wow.
crazy. No. That's cool. Oh, I love this. I absolutely
said-
love this stuff.
He said my third favorite artist is Vermeer. Actually, Botticelli.
Botticelli.
Thank you.
Two Satyrs is a painting by the famous Flemish Baroque artist Peter Paul Rubens, created in 1619. The painting depicts two satyrs, mythical creatures from Greek and Roman mythology. Satyrs were known for their association with wine, revelry, and indulgence. Rubens portrays them in a lively and dynamic manner, with one satyr leaning over a wine vat while the other eagerly observes. The vibrant colors and fluid brushwork add movement and energy to the composition. The wine vat symbolizes pleasure and merriment, emphasizing the satyr's association with festivities. Rubens' expertise in depicting the human form is evident, with realistic muscles and expressive faces conveying a range of emotions. Two Satyrs invites viewers to contemplate the pursuit of pleasure and sensual gratification. Through his virtuosic technique, Rubens brings mythical creatures and celebration to life, encouraging us to appreciate the joys of the human experience.
Yeah, we did actually forget about Raphael. You can't you can't show his art actually. Huh, crazy. I didn't know that.
The Beautiful Lady Without Mercy is a famous painting by British artist Sir Frank Dixie, created in 1893. It depicts a knight on horseback who has fallen under the spell of a beautiful woman who seems to be leading him astray. The painting is based on the romantic poem of the same name by John Keats, which tells the story of a knight who is seduced by a beautiful fairy and ultimately left to die alone. The painting captures the knight's sense of enchantment and entrapment as he gazes adoringly at the beautiful woman who holds him in her thrall. Dixie's painting features stunning use of color and light to create an enchanting atmosphere. The horse is also rendered beautifully, emphasizing the knight's vulnerability to the femme fatale's allure. Overall, The Beautiful Lady Without Mercy is a powerful and evocative work of art that captures the spirit of romanticism, loss, and enchantment.
I love that painting.
That's pretty neat.
I'm supposed to say, oh yeah, definitely can't show that art then. And then also, he said, is there any painters in the Bible? I'm not sure. I don't know. Were there any painters in the Bible?
No, the Bible doesn't mention anyone specifically as a painter, but there are artisans and craftsmen, like Bezalel, who worked on the tabernacle with skills in engraving and design that could include painting-like work. Think Exodus 31. Pretty intricate stuff. Want me to dig into any specific craft or art in the Bible?
That's funny. So you just mentioned the Bezalel, son of Uri, whom God has enabled and inspired to create beautiful decoration for the temple work in gold, silver, and bronze, and the cutting stones and carving wood come together to create the interior of the temple, a place fit for the Lord our God.
The idea that Leonardo da Vinci painted two versions of the Mona Lisa has been around for over 400 years. There's a significant amount of evidence, and it gets cooler as we go. I lied. I'm going to give you the best evidence right away. So, all the historians agree that the style of the Mona Lisa had to have been painted after 1513. That's a fact. Now, in the historical record, we have Da Vinci allegedly working on this painting from 1503 to 1506. Da Vinci often made two versions of his work. He did two versions of Virgin on the Rocks. He did two versions of St. John the Baptist, two versions of Leda and the Swan, two versions each of the drawings of Isabel d'Este, the Adoration of the Magi, and St. Anne. Okay, now this is the coolest part. Remember, it had to have been painted, the one in the Louvre, after 1513. So, in 2005, a scholar at Heidelberg University discovered a marginal note in a 1477 printing of a volume by Cicero. The note was dated October 1503 and was written by Leonardo's contemporary Agostino Vespucci. The note likens Leonardo to the renowned Greek painter Apelles, who's mentioned in the text, and states that Leonardo was at that time working on a painting of Lisa del Giocondo. That means that we know Leonardo was making a painting of the subject who appears in the Mona Lisa in 1503, even though the version hanging in the Louvre could not have been painted until after 1513. So I lied again. There's one more really, really cool piece of evidence, and it's a sketch by Raphael. Raphael visited Da Vinci's workshop as he was working on the Mona Lisa, and he made his own sketch of the painting. And you can see that it has these columns in the background that are not in the Mona Lisa. Historians thought for some time that meant that the painting had been trimmed, but it was proven conclusively in 1993 that the Louvre Mona Lisa has never been trimmed. And like I said, the theory's been around for over 400 years. Gianpaolo Lamazzo, in his treatise on painting in 1584, identified two versions of the painting, and he was allegedly a longtime acquaintance with Leonardo's personal secretary.
The second Mona Lisa is referred to as the Gioconda, and Melzi writes, "The two most beautiful and important portraits by Leonardo are Mona Lisa and the Gioconda." Also, a 16th century biographer of Da Vinci named Vasari wrote of his work, the Mona Lisa, that after he had lingered over it for 4 years, he left it unfinished. The one in the Louvre is clearly finished. And I think if it were apparent that it had been finished by a student, the experts would have been able to figure that out. So we have documentation that he started the painting in 1503. We also have documentation that he started the painting after 1513. We have documentation that it was commissioned by Francesco del Giancardo. We also have documentation showing that it was commissioned by Giuliano de' Medici. Now, something that seemed to be a bit of evidence was the fact that contemporaries described how realistic the eyebrows and eyelashes on the painting were, and the one in the Louvre doesn't appear to have either, but close examination determined that it did used to have eyebrows and eyelashes, but over-cleaning has caused them to fade over time. However, contemporaries described the lips as being red. We have no evidence that the lips on the Louvre painting were ever red. Now, if I recall, there's some Texas oil man out there right now claiming to have the real Mona Lisa. I don't think his is even on the short list of things that might be the second Mona Lisa, but take a look into it. There's a lot of different paintings out there that might be the second Mona Lisa, and the evidence for them is compelling and a lot of fun to read.
Yeah, so his background was totally green screened, but I do have to say I absolutely love that dude's green screen because it had the X-Files poster in it, the I Want to Believe poster with the UFO in it. You don't have the Mona Lisa in your top 10? That's Crew's favorite painting by Da Vinci.
The darkest conspiracy theories ever. The Bob Ross theory. Bob Ross was a famous painter on television. The theory claims that Bob Ross is actually a serial killer. It's because of one of his paintings. It's called Happy Little Accidents, which depicts an exact crime scene where 5 bodies were found. What do you think about this theory?
Elmstead said that Leonardo da Vinci has way better art, Crew, and you enjoying that painting that much means you're definitely not the real Crew.
Okay, I've always liked the Mona Lisa. It's beautiful art.
This is one of the most famous paintings in art history, but why? Well, this painting is like a series of subtle brags from the 1400s, so let's look at the details. Starting broadly, we can see that this couple is the focus of the painting. And you might think that the woman is pregnant, but she's actually just holding a buttload of fabric because that was how you showed wealth in the 1430s. And the dog is seen as a symbol of fidelity. Given that these two are a couple, it's probably alluding to loyalty in their marriage. The brass chandelier is insanely elaborate and massive for the time period and probably would have had an intense pulley system just to rise and lower it to light candles. Even the oranges hiding in the corner would have been a huge flex because they were exotic and expensive goods not grown in Northern Europe. The carved bed behind them was also a luxury item, and so was this rug that we see blending in with the floor, and these rugs were so expensive at the time that most people would have kept them on a table to keep them safe from any wear and tear. So this was them saying they're rich enough to not care about it being ruined. And the mirror in the background is this interesting curved shape that's probably much larger than mirrors would have been at the time. And if you look closely, you can see that there's 2 additional figures in the scene reflected in the mirror. Who do you think they are?
So were you talking about the lady doing that video?
That is supposedly a lost Leonardo da Vinci. Someone found it somewhere at some sale and they bought it for like really cheap. And so then it sells for quite a bit more. As they're starting to go over it, they start thinking like, I think this is Leonardo da Vinci's work. And so they have it brought to this lady who's an art restorer. The problem is most of that painting has been recreated. Most of that painting has been touched up by a modern artist. It's this woman, and they show her doing it. I think it was over a decade of working just on this one 36 by 24, whatever the size painting is. So most of the work is her work. Some of the problems are that it seems like it was multiple times it was painted over, and what they had originally versus what it is now looks very different. There's a whole documentary on it, but that painting was the most expensive painting I believe ever sold. And they auctioned it at Christie's and it sold for $450 million. So MBS, the ruler of Saudi Arabia, owns it, and he just keeps it on a yacht.
Of course, one of the Saudi guys that owns it and just keeps it on his yacht. Elsa said, you know, back in the day, I had to do art at school. So I wrote a Hulk comic that just said Hulk smash. Shit art. Laugh my ass off.
Let's talk about the most famous artist who painted loneliness. They're all by Edward Hopper, and everyone is in solitude and everyone's lonely. Even if they're with people, they're still very much alone. This is the artist, and honestly, he looks a little lonely and a little sad, and he fits straight into these paintings. Now, he's incredibly famous for good reason, but when I was younger, I would see these in a museum, and they would just bore me. Like, I would not get it. The colors, they're muted. Everything's kind of like not that interesting. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, the interest, the beauty in these paintings are the way that we connect to these characters. We've all been lonely. We may be lonely now. It's a feeling that may be kind of hard to sit with. So to see it represented in art is a beautiful, beautiful thing. This is hands down probably my favorite painting of his, because I can't tell you how many times I've done this exact thing and thought about life struggle, how bad my coffee is. Now on top of everything else, his paintings have an eerie feeling. Looking at this, I have a little anxiety. Someone's gonna run in. It's not going to be a pretty scene. A couple people here definitely have bad intentions. He's so cute though. They're beautiful scenes, but looking at these are a little hard because he paints life, but probably a part of life that we're not necessarily comfortable with looking at.
It just said Hulk smash 50 times. He was smashing Superman. It got an A+, probably because the teacher was dying laughing.
The Scream is a renowned painting created by the Norwegian artist Edvard Munch in 1893. It is regarded as one of the most iconic and influential works of art in history. The painting portrays a figure standing on a bridge against a vivid and chaotic background. The central figure, with a skeletal appearance, is depicted in a state of extreme distress and anguish. Their face is distorted, with an open mouth and wide eyes as if emitting a silent scream. The vibrant colors and swirling brushstrokes in the background contribute to the unsettling atmosphere of the painting. Munch's intention with The Scream was to convey the existential angst and emotional turmoil experienced by modern humanity. The distorted figure and the turbulent landscape symbolize the overwhelming anxiety and despair that can engulf an individual in the modern world. The painting has transcended its original artistic context and becomes an enduring symbol of human anxiety and alienation.
Elsa said, I mean, it was D material for sure, but I was like 6 or something, so it probably was comedy to her that I knew comics and mixed Marvel and DC.
Will Blood is a celebrated artist renowned for his unique style, often described as anthropop, which combines elements of anatomy, surrealism, and popular culture. Since 2013, he has captivated audiences with the Book of Bare Bones, a project that exemplifies his ability to reimagine familiar characters in a skeletal and strikingly vibrant form. His works are characterized by intricate line work, bold compositions, and a distinct use of color, often blending vivid pinks, blues, and other bright hues to create an almost electric visual experience. This includes reinterpreting beloved anime and cartoon characters with an imaginative, macabre twist. By stripping these figures down to their skeletal framework, he explores themes of identity, mortality, and transformation, while still maintaining a playful and accessible energy.
That's pretty cool.
That is
Right.
pretty neat.
I like pop art. Pop art's awesome. And then to see the skeletal structures behind all those characters that we all know and love, like Tom and Jerry, that's amazing.
Ash and
Yeah.
Pikachu.
Yeah, Ash and Pikachu.
Which, speaking of, did you hear what happened on the 8th?
What
Guess
happened?
who passed away?
Oh yeah, Jesse. Or no, James.
He wasn't just the voice of Jesse.
He was the voice of James.
He was also the voice of Gary and
Oak.
Professor Oak
Yeah.
and Meow.
I'm sure he said
Elf-
microscopic images are his
Yeah.
favorite kind of art.
Yep.
So stuff like that. Microscopic images. That's pretty cool. It's like cellular structure.
Pretty colorful. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's a literal. I think that's something that they actually saw out of a microscope with LED illumination and a high resolution camera for ACE images. So yeah, that's an actual image.
Wow.
That's cool. Kind of freaky looking, but I love it.
That one is. It's neat looking day. Oh no, that's pretty colorful.
Oh yeah. Absolutely gorgeous.
And that is too.
That's cool. The world in a grain of sand. The beauty of microscopic art.
He says he likes MC Esther
MC Escher.
also. Yeah.
I can't believe we didn't talk about MC Escher.
And he says he's looking for another one.
This is Escher.
Okay.
He had the one, I believe he had stairs. Yeah, the stairs one. Yeah, right here.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I remember this painting. I actually had posters of this in my room growing up as a kid. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I've always liked to draw a little bit. Wasn't real great, but my children have some artist abilities in them.
My wife is an amazing artist. She did all my tattoos.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce it. I'm not going to begin to, but he did look up something.
Mandelbrot.
He says it's an infinite loop or arithmetical images. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. I've seen these before. It's like infinite swirl spirals. It's like an acid.
He says it's only a set if you watch the videos. It has actual math behind them that has to do with space. That's pretty neat.
Regions reveal some astounding features. A valley of seahorses, parades of elephants, and miniature versions of the set itself.
So we can sort of keep finding nests, a sequence of smaller and smaller Mandelbrot sets, all one inside of the next.
Here at the Boundary, mathematicians are probing for answers.
As you look at it, it sort of seems like one blob, but if you really ask, like, is it all connected, or maybe if I zoom in far enough, there's some separating piece?
This question is central to a 40-year-old problem called the Mandelbrot Locally Connected Conjecture, or MLC. If the set is locally connected, that means that no matter what point you choose to examine, or how far you zoom in, the area will always look like one nice connected section. The Mandelbrot set has many intriguing features, but its biggest mysteries lie.
With USAA Safe Pilot, I can save when I drive safely.
With USAA Safe Pilot Miles,
And it just keeps going and going and going.
Wow.
It doesn't matter how small you get. That's crazy. That's a good throw out for this video. It's pretty dope.
Elf just said that's his favorite.
Yeah, I really enjoy it myself.
Yeah. My cousin can draw really well. I used to call her the doodle bug.
Yeah.
Because she would be drawing all the time and just amazing work.
Right. Was Van Gogh the one that lost part of his ear or cut part of his ear off or whatever?
I can't remember.
Did Van Gogh cut part of his ear off?
Yeah, Vincent van Gogh did cut off part of his ear, likely the lower part of his left earlobe, during a mental health crisis in December 1888. Historical accounts, including his own letters, suggest it happened after a heated argument with Paul Gauguin in Arles, France. Intense moment for sure. Want to know more about Van Gogh's life or his art?
Yeah, so Van Gogh cut off part of his ear. Elmsta said it's because he got syphilis.
Okay.
It's funny that Venus painting, The Birth of Venus, that is literally my skateboard grip tape.
Okay.
This is one of the most famous paintings in the entire Vatican Museum. It is the School of Athens by Raphael. It depicts the dream team of philosophers and scientists, basically the Avengers Endgame of the Renaissance. On this side, we have Plato in red, who's pointing his hand towards the sky, meaning that he liked to look beyond. Right next to him is his pupil, Aristotle, with his hand pointing down to the ground, meaning that he was very measured and very grounded. Thus, they're divided on each side according to those two schools of philosophy. Here we have Pythagoras, the founder of trigonometry. Here we have an ancient Greek philosopher, but he's done in the likeness of Raphael's mentor and hero, Michelangelo. Over here we have the man who's probably the most grounded of them all because he liked to sleep on the ground, Diogenes, the founder of Cynicism. However, in terms of mathematics, Euclides is the one who grounded and measured mathematics, made it easier to make sense of and tangible. Over here we have a few ancient astronomers, including Zoroaster. Xerxes himself, who defeated the Athenians and the Spartans, was a follower of Zoroaster. But here we have a man who's looking directly into our eyes. Just like Stan Lee did cameos in Avengers, Raphael, made a cameo in this painting. He's looking right straight at us. The entire room depicts 4 pillars of knowledge. Here we have philosophy. Over here we have poetry. All the famous poets as well are depicted here. Right here we have theology with a heavenly image here above and God right in the center. Jesus Christ right beneath him. The Virgin Mary right next to him. And finally, here we have justice. It is a breathtaking piece of art. Absolutely wonderful. It's the next best thing after the Sistine Chapel. Highly recommend coming here and seeing the Avengers Endgame of the Renaissance. I'm Ariel. Stay curious, my friends.
I was wondering if you were ever going to make it to that video.
Yeah, that was actually the last video.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I really liked that one. I thought it was pretty neat how they went over the people that were actually there.
Right.
And stuff.
So-
We got some comments.
Yeah.
Well, while you're reading the comments, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. I was trying to update the episode list on the page.
It says it only is said if you watch the videos. It has actual okay. Oh, he says even AI couldn't create the image without the knowledge.
Yeah.
And the microscopic art, my favorite. That set was made on an old ass computer too, so it's hard. So it took a lot of actual math. Yeah, because he got syphilis. Okay.
Salvador
And
Dali was bit by a dying bat.
wow.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
And then Caravaggio was a murderer. And Elmstead says, you think of painters being so calm, but some are just crazy. Like the guy Rothko, who unalived
Oh,
himself.
he said no, he bit the bat.
Oh, he bit the bat. Jeez.
Wow.
And then Rothko, who unalived himself, shit ass paintings. And then Dali bit a dying bat.
Okay. Wow.
Salvador Dali is one of my favorite painters, so that's something I did not know about him. Rothko had shit paintings and was paid in advance. Well, that would be why they were shit, because he didn't really put his heart into it.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
paid in advance. Well, Crew, is there anything else you want to touch on tonight?
Nothing I can think of. Part of the reason why I got taken out of the stream was because when I went to go to the Facebook, I was updating the episode list, and I think we're more than on episode 22.
No, we're only on episode 22. Me and Julie did our own thing last night because you didn't want to cast.
Well, no, I'm checking because here's the thing. I think you did 2 episode 21s.
No, we never did. The only episode 21 we did was
Yeah, we did 2 episode 21s because episode 21 we actually did was the one with Mariah.
right.
Episode 22 would be Skynet Part 2. This would be episode 23. I just looked.
Right.
So, what I'm gonna do for the Mariah episode, I'm gonna make that episode 22, and Skynet episode 21. Since you already put it as episode 21 on the page.
Right.
So yeah, I saw that error that we had. I was like, oh crap. All right, I'll go ahead and fix it to make it to where the episode we did with Mariah with the the paranormal in Japan, episode 22.
Okay. Hey,
This will be episode 23.
sorry to interrupt, but he's got another question for you.
Yeah.
Request. I can't pronounce it, so
It said Caravaggio is the Da Vinci of the next century.
Caravaggio, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, we'll look up Rothko real quick, and then we're actually going to have to jump off stream, but I will look up Rothko real quick. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, these are not good.
nah, he asked if you remember downtown GTA 5.
Yeah, for sure. These paintings are not good. He's definitely right about that. It's just color swashes, basically.
Yeah. It's just like different colors. A lot of yellows.
Yeah, like those are literally just swatches of color.
Wow. He's off the wrong wavelengths is what I see.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Well, anyways, guys, that's going to be the show for tonight. So much love from the Robert and Crew Show. We hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Share the videos with your friends if you think they would enjoy something like this. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow, 12:30 a.m. Be there, be square. Much love from the Robert and Crew Show. Peace.
Everybody wants answers, but nobody's asking the right questions. This is gonna blow your mind. And maybe make you laugh too. Welcome to the Robert and Crew Show, where we dig up conspiracies, chase UFOs, and turn the weirdest news into wild stories. Join Robert, Crew, and Julie every week for secrets, laughs, and the unexplained. Season 6 is streaming now. Follow us if you dare.